Hey fam, go ahead and click that subscribe button, the like button, or all that good stuff. This is Love and Hip Hop, season 7, episode 6. Whole lot of foolishness and foolery going on in this episode. Probably gonna be all over the place, so buckle up. So we start off with where we left off last week with Erica Mender out in the parking lot yelling because security done moved her ass out, yelling, still going off. She talking about my son, she talking about my son and all that. Um, I don't have children, so maybe I just don't get it. I just don't think that somebody making a comment about your son, which was inappropriate and it didn't need to go below the belt, it just doesn't give you license to just turn into a fucking maniac. Like, that's just me. Maybe I'm not a parent, so, and but I got kids that I love like a mama. I'm not saying I wouldn't defend them, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but I don't know. Anyway, like I said, maybe it's just me. But while Erica's in the parking lot acting a damn fool, Brittany and Estelita agree to get that money. Now, there's no money to be made. We know that. But they agree to get that money. But then you see there's a little bit of something between Keely and Brittany. Keely kind of giving Brittany Brittany's sort of giving Keely the side eye, like, like you kind of overstepping your bounds. But you invited her to the fucking meeting. Like, she would have never known about the meeting and she wouldn't have been there had you not invited her. So she might be overstepping her bounds, but I think she's trying to help you get that money that ain't nobody gonna make on this showcase. That ain't gonna happen. But okay. Then we pan over to the grandmas. We got Karen, and Mama D, who I thought they weren't gonna be on the show this season because we 6 episodes in and we just seeing them. But okay. So Mama D is getting a makeover. She's getting lipo and breasts and her butt lifted, and she's getting it done. And I ain't mad at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever's gonna make you happy and be happy with yourself. Because Karen look good. Karen King done had that surgery, girl. Karen looks good. Now, I ain't gonna front on that. She looks good. But they talk and they use this as an opportunity to kind of let everybody get up to date on what's going on. So we find out that Scrap and Bam and got married, and that they're back and forth between Atlanta and Miami. Karen gives us an update on this whole Scrap coming home. Okay, Lil Scrappy. Both of them got kids named Scrap. I just realized that. Lil Scrappy married Bam. Scrap DeLeon, who went to jail, he supposed to come home any day now. It's kind of like we're not sure yet, but it's coming up. But we're not sure, but it's coming up. So, Karen's excited about that because she's like, my son is coming home. And she made some valid points about the fact that he was facing 20 years for distribution of marijuana. I don't know. We got a whole lot of little black and brown boys in jail over some weed. But I'm not going to go down that road, but it's fucked up. But I ain't going down that rabbit hole. Why the nurse come out and call her Mama D, though? She ain't called her by her government name. She was like, Mama D, we're ready for you. Now, y'all know. Ain't nobody calling that lady Mama D. Anyway, a real doctor's office ain't gonna call her no damn Mama D. Anyway, then we go to Jock. Jock agreed to a roast. Again, I told y'all, Jock everybody friend. He gonna get his coin. He in every episode at a different capacity. So in this capacity, he's allowing himself to be roasted. They just making all the jokes that Instagram been making for the last 2 years. And it's cool. But we bring that allows us to bring Shooter, Tokyo, Tobias, Carly, and Kelly. They have a conversation in the parking lot, and Kelly makes a little smart ass comment to Tobias, talking about oh, y'all here on a double date. I love Tokyo. Let me tell y'all something. I love Tokyo. I need Tokyo to be on here full time next year or whatever, because Tokyo, she keeps it real. She's down to earth. I hope she don't change. I hope she don't get caught up in this bullshit and she changed, because I love her attitude. I love how she carries herself, because she was like, she caught it. You know what I'm saying? She caught that shade like, All right, I'm gonna put that in my back pocket. But I quote what you just did. So then Shooter, Jock was like, how you doing, Shooter, whatever. Shooter's like, yeah, laughter's good for the soul. I'm enjoying myself. And, Carly is there. And Keely starts making comments about, yeah, it would have been easier if your wife was around being a wife and your wife was there treating you like a real wife. And, Carly was like, what? What you talking about? Now, one thing I'll say about Carly is a ride or die. Now, her allegiance changes sometime, but she's a ride or die. When she down with you, she fucking down with you. And so Carly was like, whoa, what you talking about? Like, I was with Sierra. We were at the funeral. Like, what are you talking about? And she was all like, nah, that's not a wife. She abandoned her husband at his time of need. That's fucked up, blah, blah, blah. So then Carly was like, oh, so then Kelly, and she did it on purpose. Kelly's a messy bitch. And Carly Red called her a messy bitch. Now, Carly Red calls you messy. You on a level of messy that we don't even know about. Because, for Carly to call somebody messy. But Carly was like, she gonna mention the girlfriend that she done hooked Shooter up with. That was messy. You did it you purposely did it so they would know, so they would run back to Sierra with that news. And anyway, so Shooter was like, oh, we cool, we hanging out, we getting to know each other. Bitch, because I was feeling for you with the situation with your son, and I'm still feeling for you on that. But you's a bitch, and you want some bullshit. And again, we'll get to that later on. But Carly is like, hold up, what kind of... So they get to arguing, but nobody fights to Carly's credit and to Kelly's credit. Nobody threw no drinks. Nobody threw no punches. Nobody had to get security. They did get the argument, but they walked off. And, but Tokyo was just like, that's a messy bitch. So, okay. Stevie. We found out that Stevie is sleeping with fucking Bianca. Stevie. Stevie. Anyway, so that's why Bianca acting the way she acting, because of course her and Stevie getting it in, him Estelita getting it in. Like, Stevie, you a messy motherfucker. But again, I say I don't blame Stevie. I blame the women, because his reputation precedes him, and y'all fucking fell on his dick. So you can't be mad at Stevie. You can't. All he did was shoot his shot. He didn't tell you to pick it up. Anyway, so Tokyo, Carly, and oh, I'm sorry, because it was the whole scene at Mimi house. That's how we found out about Stevie sleeping with Bianca, because it was a whole scene at Mimi house. Ain't nobody trying. I don't even care about that. Erica gets to breaking down, crying about, talking about people, her son, and how she trying to make money for her son, and it hurts her to be away from him, but she got to be away from him to make money. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. So then we had Tokyo, Carly, and they meet up with Sierra. So here's the thing. This is another reason why I say I love Tokyo, because Carly, to Carly's credit, Carly was like, well, let me let Tokyo know that I used to date Tobias. And Carly was like, look, I never slept with Tobias, but we went out on a couple of dates. I just want you to know. Like, I just want to be up front with you, because I'm rocking with you. We cool. We hanging out. And I just don't want it to be no shit with that. And Tokyo was like, you know what? I really appreciate that. And I ain't mad at you, but I am mad at him, because he got me out here looking stupid. Because that's what that comment that Keely threw out was about. That's what that shit was all about. Talking about something, is this a double date? Because Keely must know that y'all used to date. And I'm out here looking stupid. And that's on him, not you. I rocks with you, Tokyo, because you putting that anger in the right place. You check that nigga. Don't check Carly, especially since Carly was the one that came to you and was like, look, I just want you to know what's up. So they get that out the way. Here comes Sierra. So Tokyo and Carly basically let Sierra know how everything went down in the parking lot with Keely. And Sierra was like, well, damn, I thought me and Keely was cool. Like, that's fucked up. Like, she called me. We done prayed together. I thought she was my friend. We've been talking. She knew everything that was going on with me and Shooter. So she feeling like Keely is her friend, and now she feeling betrayed. Like, and how the fuck she gonna set him up with somebody else, and she steadily calling me, talking about let's pray and all this other shit. And to hear Sierra tell the story, she didn't abandon Shooter. Like, Shooter making it seem like she been radio silent since the funeral. But Sierra's like, I haven't. Like, I've allowed myself to be there for him as much as I comfortably can be there with, one, the divorce going on, two, the information I found out about him potentially having other children out here, and three, I'm in a relationship. So there has to be boundaries set, even though I feel for what's going on with the loss of his son. And I said in the earlier video that I feel like she should have been there for him, and I still feel like she should have been there for him more than it seems like she was. But I understand her setting boundaries, especially with the new betrayal. Like, it's one thing that you dealing with the old betrayal and you know that betrayal happened, but now you got people in your shop telling you about other baby mamas and potential babies and all this other stuff. Like, that is some raw shit. Like, that's like you just opened up that wound all over again, and I didn't even have time to really process it or address it before this tragedy happened, and then it wasn't appropriate. So I understand you had to set some boundaries. I personally still feel like before this episode, I still feel like you could have been there for him, but now after this episode, fuck that nigga. Anyway, Tokyo, it was something else Tokyo did that I love, but like I said, we're gonna get to that. Excuse me. So Kelly, I'm sorry, I said Kelly. Kelsey then met up with Kirk and told Kirk that Rashida got the big buff man coming to the shop and he better get on his shit or he gonna lose his wife. And she was like, I understand my dad was the one that screwed up. However, Dad, you need to get on your shit, figure it out, and you need to get back on it or you're gonna lose your wife. Like, I'm just letting you know that it's motherfucker sniffing around, and even if it don't end up being this dude, it could be the next dude, because she done already told me you just want to get used to the fact that you might see me with somebody. I ain't mad at you, Kelsey, because you ain't come at him. You snitched, but you ain't snitched like, let me tell you what happened. You snitched like, you better get your shit together. Like, I don't know what you need to do, but you better figure it out, and you better get back in that house, because you're going to end up by yourself, or at least without Rashida. I can respect that, Kelsey, because that's still your dad at the end of the day, and I can respect that you like, look, I don't want to see the family break up. Alright, so two things that happened in this episode that I'm just over. One, if I didn't believe that the Kurt Rashida storyline was fake before, I believe it after this episode. So after Kelsey and Kurt talk, Kurt rolls up on Rashida. He got his U-Haul truck full of shit. Now, mind you, Kurt been living at their other house. Now, how you get a whole U-Haul truck full of shit when you've been living at another house, like a house that y'all used to live in, like that was y'all's house? I don't understand how you got a whole U-Haul truck full of shit. Like, I can see if you had like one of them little like trailers that you hook up to your car. But why you bringing furniture to a already furnished house? Like, what could possibly be in that damn truck that you needed a whole truck of shit? But whatever. Two, you just gonna show up and decide it's time for you to move back home? I didn't invite you over here, motherfucker. You don't get to make that decision. And the way Rashida handled it, that whole scene was so fake. The acting was so bad. Rashida, you ain't even seem mad. Carter running around. It was bad. That scene was bad. And if this storyline isn't fake, I don't know. Because I didn't even see no passion behind the argument. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, you let him move in, talking about something. If I do let you move in, that Bob was bad. But if I do let you move in, then we have to agree that you're going to be on that side of the house and this side of the house, and they're going to be rules. And I do miss my best friend, and people don't understand how hard it is. I do. I get it that this is a hard thing. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try to pretend like it's not. If I believe the storyline, which at this point I really don't think I do, but if I believe the storyline, I get it that it's a hard thing. That was your husband. Your husband is supposed to be your best friend, and that's why the betrayal does hurt. But again, that whole scene just didn't sit right with me. That shit seemed so fucking fake. We see Karen King go visit the lawyer to find out, look, I'm getting mixed messages. I need to know when is Scrap coming home. Now, first of all, and I've known people in jail. I've had friends in jail. You can go online and get their release date. You ain't gotta go to no lawyer to do that. He don't have access to nothing you ain't got access to. I mean, he might, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you can go online and see somebody's potential date that they're gonna be released, and they update it. So the fact that you had to go to the doctor, Lord, go to the lawyer to get the lawyer to pull up his release date, you can look up that same fucking information. If I could look up that information on a friend, you could certainly look up that information on your son. You got everything, all the information you need. But anyway, so that scene was what it was. But that was just to let us know that the what it says online is that he's not getting out till 2019. She seems to think he's supposed to be getting out any day now. So we'll see what happens with that. Then the second part of this episode that did not sit well with me is this whole shit with Stevie and Estelita. Again, that whole scene was just sickening. It made me sick. Like, seriously, it really pissed me off. It made me sick. Stevie invites Estelita to this photo shoot for Penthouse magazine. Estelita shows up. Stevie's there modeling with women in lingerie. And Estelita is like, Stevie said he wants to talk to me about my career. And I get there, and of course there's women walking around in lingerie. And, he pulls her aside and he talks to her. And he gives her the whole, no, I know that I really haven't, been there for you. And I'm sorry about that. But I want to work with you now. I want to. And this dumb bitch fell for it. Oh, Stevie. Oh, thank you. And then he was like, so I want you to be in this, I want you to get in this photo shoot with me. Now, that's what I'm talking about. That's what a real manager's supposed to do. Put you in a lingerie shoot for Penthouse magazine? That's what, you're a singer. That's what he's supposed to do? Oh, okay. And of course, they just so happen to have lingerie in her size. And of course, she's all, oh, Poppy, thank you, Poppy, I love you, oh, thank you. And they rubbing each other's ass and shit. So you already know where that's going. You already know what road they're going down. And again, I say, I don't feel sorry for none of these bitches. I don't feel sorry for none of y'all. Because again, his reputation precedes him. And you know what's up. Come on, Estelita. For real? For real. Stevie J must have some nitro in that. Turbo power. I don't know what he got up in that dick. I don't know. But it must be some, I don't know, super powered, supersonic, whatever. Because these women just straight up be losing their mind. It don't even make no sense. Anyway, so of course he's not going to jail. His case has been pushed back again. And, but the possibility is still there. So Mimi is still handling the showcase. We've already talked about that showcase. Last but not least, we see the last two little So, the last scene is Tokyo confronting Tobias. And again, I'm telling you, that's why I love me some Tokyo. I love her, okay? But the last two scenes, because we got Tokyo and then we have, motherfucking Shooter. So, Tokyo was like, look, don't be having me out here in these streets looking stupid. Like, why do you didn't tell me you had something with Carly Red? And Tobias was like, what you talking about? Like, that was a long time ago. We went out on a couple of dates. He was like, I ain't even smashed. She was like, yes, you did. And at first I was getting mad at her because I'm like, Carly told you that nothing happened, right? In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. And Tokyo was like, yes, you did. You got me out here looking stupid. You out here sleeping with her. And he was like, no, I didn't. Like, I never slept with that woman. Like, we didn't do nothing. We just went out on a couple of dates and that was it. Like, that was it. And she was just like, better than I had, because then I would have to kill you, her, and me, and we all be in heaven together. And what she said in her confessional was, which was hilarious, but she said, look, I know Carly told me that they ain't never sleep together, but I don't know Carly like that. But I do know my man. So I had to see if he was lying, because I could tell when he lying. So when he told me that nothing happened between them, and I could tell he wasn't lying to me, then we was cool. And and we can move on. And I said, you know what? That is hilarious. But I ain't mad at her about it. The last scene is Shooter and Sierra finally come face to face. Come to find out, Shooter, amidst all that shit, Shooter was like, well, look, the 2-year-old, it's a possibility. Me and the girl was smashing. The chick that's saying she pregnant now, that ain't mine. But then he admit that he slept with her. So Sierra's like, well, shit, were you ever faithful to me? Like, all of this shit is true. Were you ever faithful to me? And Shooter just got an attitude about the whole thing, like, it ain't no big deal. Like, he don't understand why she tripping, why she mad. I still feel for you and what you going through in your grief, but you's a bitch. And your attitude is fucked up about it. Because you should understand where this girl is coming from and why she hurt and why she feel the way she feel. And your attitude is just like, whatever. Like, I did it. Oh, well. So anyway, that's where the episode ends. It looked like it's going to be, it was a packed episode. Looks like next episode is going to be packed again. We going to see where this stuff ends up, y'all. Drop it in them comments. Let me know what y'all think.